by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
How will President Trump's latest comments on immigration affect dreamers? I'm John Schumo in New York, and I'll have that story.
And volunteers and first responders braved the cold weather on Saturday to practice rescue techniques at Yellowstone National Park. What they learned, that's all ahead. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. It's Missy and Chet at the helm. Matt has the day off, so Chet's on the weather side. You've been in and out of your winter clothes so much. Are you soaked?
I almost left the hat on when I was out there. And we'll go back out to the Billion Auto Weather Patio. We've had nearly 4 inches of snow falling here in Tropical Four Corners this morning. Mountain Pass is seeing some visibility issues. Just be ready for that. That's why the National Weather Service is painting the eastern part of the state pink. Winter storm warning in effect until Tuesday at midnight. We'll have more on that. Also, the western part of our viewing area with a winter weather advisory until Monday tonight at 6 o'clock. Be ready for that. We are talking about some really wintry-like conditions around southwest Montana. Detailed forecast from the patio, Missy, coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Chet. Now, coming up on 6:32, our top national story for you. President Trump delivered a setback to those pushing for a permanent solution for the Obama-era DACA program. The president, who at times has advocated for children of immigrants who came here illegally many years ago, yesterday spoke out against a DACA deal. CBS's John Schumo has our latest from New York.
President Trump, after wishing the nation a happy Easter yesterday on Twitter, followed it with a series of tweets on immigration. Writing in part, Republicans must go to nuclear option to pass tough laws now. No more DACA deal. The president reiterated his stance before heading into Easter services in Palm Beach, Florida.
And a lot of people are coming in because they want to take advantage of DACA. And we're going to have to really see. They had a great chance. The Democrats blew it. They had a great chance.
The president has said in the past he supports a path to citizenship for the so-called dreamers, children of immigrants who entered the country illegally years ago. Many Democrats and even some Republicans took to Twitter pushing back against Mr. Trump. Ohio Republican Governor John Kasich wrote in part, "A true leader preserves and offers hope, doesn't take hope from innocent children who call America home."
The ones who are innocent and good, he should reconsider them and allow them to stay.
It's not entirely clear what precipitated the tweets, which also went after Mexico demanding tighter border security. Under DACA, though, immigrants must have been living here since 2007, meaning no one crossing the border today would qualify. John Schumo, CBS News.
Now, President Trump also threatened to stop the North American Free Trade Agreement if Mexico does not, quote, stop the big drug and people flows, unquote. In other news this morning, 20 or more police, fire, and rescue vehicles converged near Mammoth in Yellowstone National Park on Saturday. But don't worry, there wasn't an emergency, but there was a very lifelike training exercise. MTN's John Shear was there and has more.
Well, this might look like just another corner of Yellowstone National Park on a blustery spring day, and you really wouldn't be wrong to say that. But this spot, right here, is where the people in the park who might normally tell you where to find the animals or point out interesting geological features spent time practicing ways to help you or others like you in a life and death situation.
So we control the bleeding.
Every opportunity like this, every training opportunity reveals both where our strengths are.
One with the door closed, right here.
But also how we can improve.
Among the lessons learned, some equipment didn't work. Some radio gear didn't communicate between different agencies, and in a true mass casualty situation like this mock bus crash, a lot of ambulances would be needed, and needed in a hurry.
Breathing adequately, his pulse is normal. Okay.
You know, the number one challenge is we are remote. So it takes a while to get to Yellowstone.
This was the first exercise like this in several years in the park, and there were positive takeaways too. Once on the scene, first responders from 8 different agencies inside and outside the park worked together well, and confusion was kept to a minimum.
I think the lesson for visitors who come to the park is to know that safety always is our first priority. But given that the park is remote, the roads are not like a highway, like Highway 90. you can't travel as fast on those roads. So oftentimes the response is going to take a little bit longer.
In Yellowstone National Park, I'm John Shearer for MTN News.
Now, family members of park employees, Xanterra employees, as well as residents of Gardner all volunteered their time to act as victims for this exercise. And it took place out of the way behind the road, behind an employee housing area, so it wouldn't interfere with people visiting the park this weekend. And after closing its doors in December because of the possible dangers of pollutants in the air, the Missoula Children's Museum believes it has the grounds to break its lease agreement. Now the facility, which sat above a private cigar club, has been tested by industrial hygienists who performed the presence of tobacco exposure. The Children's Museum now sits empty and stopped paying rent on a lease agreement, which doesn't expire until July of 2020. MTN's Kent Lutzen has the rest of our story.
After 15 years of operating on West Front Street, the nonprofit is now looking forward to a new location next to Spectrum on Toole Avenue. However, this decision to move did not come easy. Months ago, museum patrons began sending complaints of tobacco smell to the Missoula County Health Department, which led to the Health Board filing a lawsuit against the Fool's End Cigar Club, located directly below the museum. Director Nick Roberts questions the logic of this dilemma.
How in 2018 it's acceptable for a cigar club to be a part of a building with multiple businesses and clearly has a compromised infrastructure that's allowing tobacco to flow between units escapes me.
What was supposed to be their busiest months of the year instead brought a closed operation, a suspension of critical revenue, and a lack of resources for families that rely on this facility not only for fun, but for therapeutic values. Roberts said it wasn't just the building itself that was unusable. After more than a year of prolonged tobacco exposure, he said inventory was compromised.
We've sold some pieces, we've given away some pieces, and we've had to repurpose some pieces through partner organizations like Home Resource or Donation Warehouse. But ultimately, it's been a big liquidation process and a sad one, for us to have to lose so much inventory for this particular reason. Not to say that some of it wasn't tired and needed rotation anyway, which was the case, but to have it be offloaded because of tobacco exposure is pretty inconceivable.
Roberts said it's important landlords are aware and supportive of their tenants and their quality of facility and experience the public is being invited into. Now, the building sits empty, and plans are in place for the museum to move into the Toole Crossing building next to Spectrum Discovery. Roberts is excited for the future, and he hopes the museum will continue to serve the community in such a big way.
Well, I think what could get lost in such a dramatic transition is what we're going through is the fact that we've had tens of thousands of people that have been through these doors over the last 15 years. We are an organization that averages over 20,000 visits a year. And so this is no small deal. And we want to thank everyone who's been a part of this facility and making this a place where people have come to grow as a family, to play as kids, to play as a family, and to be a part of the community in such an important way for 15 years. It's a big deal. So we want to say thanks.
In Missoula, Kent Lutzen, MTN News.
Now, Roberts added the museum is raising money for new infrastructure, and it's looking forward to possibly a collaboration with some of its neighbors, Spectrum Discovery in particular. It is a quick break. Here's a little sneak peek on what's coming up on Montana This Morning.
Facebook says it's changing its privacy controls in the coming weeks. I'm Nikki Batiste in New York with how you can protect your data on the social network right now.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, a convicted former hacker shows us how to shop online without giving away any personal information. And 50 years after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s death, his living children sit down with us for their first joint interview in more than a decade. They reflect on what happened that day in Memphis and the impact it had on the world. See you at 7.